Research finds that watching horror movies not only helps people lose weight but also makes them younger. The movie recommended today is super friendly, called The Lonely Place of Death. At the beginning of the story, there are 5 college students. The group originally plans to climb Mount Everest. However, as they rest on their way, an accident occurs. Rob originally wants to water a tree. Suddenly, he hears a strange sound, so he immediately calls his companions over. After careful distinction, what they hear seems to be human voices. Then they follow the direction of the sound and find a pipe. The sound comes from here. Ed deduces this is not a water pipe, but a breathing tube, and someone is underneath. He then runs to get the tools. After that, everyone works together with shovels to dig up this ground, revealing a large box. Subsequently, the group jointly opens the box lid. Upon looking, there is a small girl inside. After being rescued, the crowd starts asking the little girl her name and why she is locked up here. Unfortunately, the girl babbles on, and no one understands her. They can only make out that the girl's name is Anna. Clearly, the girl is not from around here. They don't know what to do. Allison deduces that someone kidnapped and imprisoned the girl here. Otherwise, when the captor held her, there would be no need to specifically leave the breathing tube. After hearing this, Alex immediately gets anxious. He says they must quickly put her back. Otherwise, if the kidnappers discover her, they will be in trouble. At this very moment, Allison's compassionate nature takes over. She wants to take the girl to the police station. That sounds good, but it is difficult to do, because the nearest town from here is about 20 kilometers away. At this point, someone might ask to call the police and seek help. Wait a minute. Note that their phones have no signal in the wilderness. However, do not be discouraged. There is a shortcut that quickly reaches the town. They have to cross a place called Devil's Cliff. The cliff is extremely steep. Its known vertical height downwards is 1,000 feet. At this moment, Alex says, they take a child to climb a 1,000-foot high cliff, which is a bit ridiculous. Taking a child to walk 20 kilometers is also a bit ridiculous. So they decide to put the child back. Even so, Allison still wants to save the girl. So they come up with a plan. What is the plan? They split into 2 groups. She and her boyfriend Rob take the shortcut to reach the village first to seek support. The others take the little girl and go the long way. Little do they know this decision directly causes their entire climbing team to perish completely. Allison and Rob arrive at the cliff. After setting up their equipment, Allison goes down first. But when Rob goes down, an accident happens. The rope somehow suddenly breaks, and Rob falls directly. Someone suffers a fatal fall. Allison instantly becomes terrified. However, as she climbs down, a rock suddenly falls from above. However, this does not deter Allison, a master climber. Fortunately, Allison falls into the water. She narrowly escapes. However, she is also exhausted and quickly passes out. When she wakes up again, she discovers in horror that someone cut the rope. Clearly, the thugs are already targeting them. Seeing Allison disappear into the water, the 2 men grab their guns and turn back to ruthlessly pursue the others. The 2 kidnappers are, the fat one is Mr. McRae, and the thin one is the other man. At this moment, her companions are still unaware of the approaching danger. Allison can only turn back to warn everyone. However, because the distance is quite far and there is a canyon in between, her companions cannot hear what Allison says. Left with no choice, Allison gestures to her companions, making a gesture indicating Rob is killed. Upon seeing this, everyone instantly panics and for a moment, they do not know what to do. Just at this moment, a bullet suddenly hits Alex's girlfriend, neutralizing her. At the same time, Anna also falls into the sea. Jumping directly to rescue is unrealistic. The current is rapid, so Alex and Ed can only go downstream to rescue. On the other side, Mr. Kidd and Mr. McRae are also shooting at the constantly running Allison. Although Allison is agile and dodges many bullets, but one cannot always avoid trouble. With one misstep, she falls directly into the sea. However, her fall happens to allow her to go down, but this little girl Anna cannot swim. She sinks directly to the bottom of the water. Allison is extremely anxious after not finding Anna. Just look at how she calls out Anna's name repeatedly. Finally, she remembers to look in the water for Anna. Upon looking, she finds her. Soon, Allison rescues Anna onto the shore. She quickly checks if she is still breathing. Allison quickly gives Anna 2 breaths of artificial respiration. Allison is anxious. She hopes Anna does not die. Seeing Anna wake up, a weight is lifted from Allison's heart. Meanwhile, Mr. Kidd and Mr. McCrae also follow the scent and arrive. They shoot at them. However, their marksmanship is as terrible as ever. At the critical moment, the bullet jams. They run out of bullets. After that, Anna and Allison take the opportunity to climb up. Anna climbs faster. After climbing up, she immediately forgets Allison. She runs away quickly. Soon Allison also climbs up and reunites with Alex. At the same time, Alex also gets separated from Ed. Next, Allison does not call out Ed's name, but Anna's. After hearing the sound, Anna wants to come out, but Mr. McCrae comes over. She turns around and coincidentally runs into Ed. Ed gestured for them to keep quiet, but they were eventually discovered. Ed holds Anna and starts running forward desperately, but with one moment of inattention, he directly tumbles over. The fall breaks his leg, but this time, Anna does not walk away without looking back. Instead, she helps Ed and meets up with Allison. The 2 brothers walk towards them. The group is suddenly at a loss. Ed's leg is broken, so they cannot just leave him and run. But at this moment, Alex steps forward. Perhaps his girlfriend's death makes him lose his will to survive. He decides to sacrifice himself. He pretends to hug Anna to attract the attention of the 2 kidnappers. Ed and Allison then take the opportunity to escape with Anna. Alex's fate needs no further explanation. The 2 brothers are very angry when they realize they are tricked. They try to gain something but end up losing more. So the 2 brothers return to the small town, because they also guess that Allison and the others will definitely take the girl to the police station. Then the story returns to Allison. She and Ed have a disagreement. Ed advises Allison to hand the little girl over to the kidnappers. He suggests letting everything take its natural course for her. He notes that someone kidnaps the little girl. Someone will definitely rescue the little girl. They kindly save people here, but have already lost many companions. Such a sacrifice is really not worth it. After hearing this, Allison also feels the same. She really cannot bear to see a child locked underground. Since they have already chosen to save people, they must see it through. Seeing Allison is so stubborn, Ed has no choice but to listen to her. Actually, Allison's actions here are truly unnecessary. She worries about things that do not concern her. Why? Because the little girl's father is a well-known gangster in the area. He does not even need to go in person to hand over the ransom. He directly sends 3 people. Darko is responsible for negotiations, and Andy and Chris hold guns and act as passers-by. When they arrive at the small town's police station, it is already evening. As for the kidnapper Mr. Kidd, he also begins negotiating with Darko, who carries the ransom. Andy, on the other hand, holds a gun and pretends to be a passerby, observing the 2 men's every move from the shadows. Chris, meanwhile, patrols outside, pretending to be a passerby. As for Mr. Kidd, he does not dare to tell Darko that the little girl has been rescued, so he can only try his best to stall Darko. He asks his companion Mr. McCrae to bring the little girl back. What about Allison and the others? Coincidentally, they run into a major town festival. The police station is empty. Only one sergeant is on duty. The sergeant can only call his superiors. Meanwhile, the 2 people also cannot sit still. They feel a bit unsafe. Mr. Kidd and his group might come over at any moment. Just as they try to leave, the sergeant stops them. He says they can leave, but they must leave the little girl behind. Ed sees this. He thinks the sergeant does not even have a gun. He wonders what happens if those 2 people arrive. He questions if they can control the situation. Immediately, Ed confronts Sergeant with a knife. Meanwhile, fireworks go off outside. The next second, Sergeant is shot dead. It is indeed the sniper, Mr. McCrae. He shoots Sergeant during the fireworks. They crawl to Sergeant's side and retrieve the key. They leave the police station with the little girl. At the same time, Mr. McCrae also comes down. As Allison and the others run, Chris coincidentally sees them. This makes him mistakenly believe that Allison is with Mr. Kidd and his group. He then opens fire, hitting Ed. Meanwhile, Mr. McCrae hears the gunshots and also rushes over. He casually shoots and kills Ed and Chris. Just like that, the group of 5 people is now down to Allison. Still alive, Chris tells Darko that the child is not with them. Upon hearing this, he asks what there is to discuss. He decides to act immediately. After a fight, Mr. Kidd escapes with injuries. Meanwhile, Allison brings Anna to a house. Unexpectedly, Mr. McCrae also quickly arrives. He accidentally injures another passerby. To destroy the evidence, Mr. McCrae directly breaks the nearby gas pipe. Then he struggles with Allison. However, at the critical moment, Anna successfully helps Allison. Boiling water pours directly onto Mr. McCrae's face. Then the two immediately run to the second floor. But even so, Mr. McCrae can still stand up and walk. Then he also arrives on the second floor and struggles with Allison again. This time, however, Mr. McCrae is decisive. With one punch, Allison falls to the ground and faints. Then he starts looking for Anna. As expected, it is just as he thinks. The little girl hides under the bed. Just as Mr. McCrae thinks he succeeds, Allison suddenly gets up and directly ambushes Mr. McCrae, pushing him out of the window. Seeing the fire grow larger, Allison loses the will to live. Meanwhile, all of her friends had been killed. So she throws Anna down, and she herself stays in the house, preparing to perish in the flames. The scene shifts. The firefighters arrive. They successfully rescue Allison. Meanwhile, Mr. Kidd, who is alone, is also quickly caught. They turn his own methods against him. They also lock Mr. Kidd in a box and permanently contain him. At the end of the movie, Anna, who does not speak the entire time, says thank you to Allison. After Allison hears it, she can no longer hold back her tears. She knows clearly in her heart that this piece is paid for with the lives of 4 companions and countless innocent people. At this point, the movie ends. After watching this movie, I cannot help but feel well-intentioned decisions in a crisis are often overshadowed by immediate urgency, obscuring long-term risks. People only focus on what to do. However, they ignore what it will cause afterward.